secure that move, and all of a sudden that advantage he'd acquired against Abed disappeared because there was just a level 4 Grimstroke middle trading CS.
Yeah, there's 200 net worth that separates them. Oh, another Avalanche out for Rev. No support's coming to him. It's like he's been abandoned on this lane. Ice chains through, finishes him with a Chakram. But Fear was looking for a kill in mid. He was looking for the OD while that was happening.
That's a tier 2 at 8 minutes, and I can almost guarantee you Ice's next maneuver is to transition to the top lane and do the exact same maneuver.
Is there any answer? Like, even if they bring all 5 heroes in, can they actually get through the Timbersaw, who is, you're seeing him very close to completing up his hood, plus having the extra bracer, and they're even giving him a triple stack to farm up. They are just amplifying Ice. Okay, no, they're gonna let Abed take it.
I like this move. It's what we saw yesterday in that eHome Secret game where the Kunkka had the 6 Ancient stack. You're like, oh, that's great for Medusa. And he took it himself. I think this is the right play because the OD is the one suffering. And when you're playing a Timbersaw, you want to take the most aggressive farm possible. Let the safe CS go to your hero that's a lot more susceptible.
He even prepped up the second stack. That was 2 triple stacks that Timber damaged and let the OD finish off. And now he's instead of 200 gold behind the puck, he's 200 gold net worth in front of the puck.
Yep, really well done. This is how you play Timbersaw. You pressure your lane as fast as you can. He gets 2 tier towers in what, about 9 minutes? He's going to do the exact same thing top, and at a certain point, J-Storm, how do you stop him?
J-Storm are just going for the kills. They find jabs. It was the Observer Ward that was down from J-Storm that gave him the information, and even the jaunt over Abed won't do much with the puck in the top river. But it bought more time. Ice now grabs the bounty runes at the 10-minute mark. It'll be split 2-2, but with it, the hood is now up. This Timbersaw feels unkillable with the magic damage of J-Storm. We were talking about this actually before in the draft. I was like, can J-Storm actually burst down the Timbersaw?
Not anymore.
They were meant to, right? Like, it was meant to, like, it comes online, but it comes online late. But it seems like J-Storm coming online with magical burst damage to the Timber is now even later because this hood's so early.
The Spirit Vessel...
Ice knows it. Ice totally knows it. He's only got 9 charges in the reactive armor, but he still believes he can just bully J-Storm out of this mid lane. Well, they're going to silence him up. He'll break free of it pretty quickly. Bottom lane, Chronosphere onto the Phantom Assassin. Support's coming in from Lich. He has Chain Frost, but DJ lends the Avalanche and the Chain Frost. They get as much damage into Mu as possible. Even with 1 charge, he will not be able to survive. Moves down into the lane, but they do bring him down.
Yeah, and look, like, that was a free kill on the PA, and there's 3 heroes middle just eventually seceding the tower. This is real rough for J-Storm. They're going to have to fall behind about 4,000 gold. Difficult for them to make something happen because PA Veno, like, they're just not in the game, and sure, Bryle's having a good time, but it's just a puck.
You've got to have a plan. Like, he's going in for a Veil of Discord, so they're even looking to amplify this damage of J-Storm. But at the moment, not a lot of it is going to be like heavy magical damage. Even the Venomancer is very under level. He went 4 points up in the Plague Wars to allow him to farm, but it's a 2-2 build on the Sting Gale.
It feels like Fnatic are members of like a World of Warcraft guild, and Ice is all about the PvP, right? He's trying to get people to play Battlegrounds with him, and his team they're just AFK and Ironforge, farming the auction house or something.
I'm sorry, man.
No one else is even in the vicinity.
I make my money on the WoW market.
Like, this is the dream for the rest of Fnatic's heroes. You've got one guy just kind of planting himself on the enemy side of the map, creating as much space as you could possibly need.
This is one of those times, too. It's probably going to be one of the latest Battle Furies you'll ever see from a PA if she actually gets to complete it. Like, she's the same level as the Tiny, and right now is not even 1 item into the Battle Fury. Into mid. Now they have a crack over at the Timbersaw, using that Veil and the amplification for damage, but you see Ice's confidence. He's not even triggering his Hood of Defiance.
Yep. He's doing a great job.
It's 75 mana he doesn't need to expend.
I'm actually surprised Abed is going to go for the 4-step. He just finished it up. Thought he might have been able to get away with a Midas, but I think this works just because that BKB timing, as we discussed, time and time again.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, they're smoking up. Brawl Smoke's going to break. And who does he even get the kill on? Dire Observer Wall gets planted, Radiant as well. And look at Ice. He TP's over. There's a PvP opportunity. Please let me be involved.
Yep. He's just planting himself in between the enemy and the rest of his allies. This is, it's okay for J-Storm just because they have the PA. We've seen this hero win a lot of games that maybe a different hero wouldn't have. But at the same time, at a certain point, you're going to have to deal with the Timbersaw.
At a certain point, PA is going to have farm.
Ice is just running after the puck. He's going to get coiled. The Spirit Vessel is up. That could be enough to
There's
maybe...
some way to help him. On bottom lane, though, PA dies again. Ice Ice, Timber chains away onto his side of the river. Just running away. He drops the Tombstone, but this just will end up being more money into the pool of Fnatic, pushing them up to a 6k gold advantage 14 minutes in.
Yeah,
as I apologize for dying.
It's... You actually just... That's a mistake from J-Storm there. Like, yeah, you've got Spirit Vessel, you feel confident, oh, we can maybe deal with this Timbersaw. You can't. You cannot kill Timbersaw. If you commit all 4 heroes, maybe, but I don't even... How, you don't have any stuns.
It's still not enough. Because by the time they get him low enough, Fnatic can bring in support, and that's something that Fnatic has shown that they're very willing to do.
Yep, like,
they'll TP in friends to help out. They're going to 4-man smoke up, reveal Ice, let him pressure in the mid. And if J-Storm want to fight, they've got a Chronosphere. They don't have the Chain Frost just yet to commit, but they've got a Chronosphere to commit. They're looking for a big kill. Fear's the only one that's really revealing himself, but they want the fight in mid. They find another target. It's March Undying. Probably not the one they wanted. They would have wanted another core.
Look up top, though. You're in trouble. Oh, Abed's going to miss him. Literally that 2-tree gap was the difference. They will get all 4 runes on the side of J-Storm, however, so that is a win. Some deep wards placed in the meantime by Jabs, however.
I feel like Ferev's Plague Ward actually doesn't help him in the mid. Because if they attack Ice, he gets the easiest charge of reactive armor ever.
Downside of the J-Storm support duo is something we talk about a lot as well. They don't have any natural rotator. So the early to mid-game stage, it's effectively just Puck as a playmaker. Veno is not in this game. PA is not in this game. And it's very difficult to do that when you have Ice effectively preventing you from doing anything. You're the one that can safely shove waves against him, so you neutralize the only guy that could affect the map.
I also love, too, the fact that Fnatic is finding the stacks of J-Storm. This is their comeback mechanic. This is what they wanted. They smoke up. Dire have already scanned. Now, there's no one under this. So their smoke will go begging or wear off in about 2 seconds. They don't find their target. They lose their triple stack of Ancients to both the Timber. Okay, DJ, he's in a little bit of trouble. Support not coming in fast enough. Faceless Void's behind him, but they're taking this long to kill off DJ.
Yep. -7 gold going the way of DJ. 217 going to J-Storm Bryle. So 422 gold is what J-Storm make out of that movement, which is not terrible, but in the meantime, OG free farming, Timber top.
Damage on the tier 2 tower. It's a catapult wave as well. Ice knows he can just stand around as long as he can tank for the catapult. Oh, that Chrono. 2 on the edge. Jabs, let the ulti go. When 2 are combined, okay, it won't matter. Abed, he decides to commit the Eclipse. That'll be a popping puck as he comes out of the Astral Imprisonment. And it really feels like Fnatic have this game by the balls. There is very few, like, I don't want to, I've avoided asking you the question, how does J-Storm get back into this? Because it seems like they don't showcase a plan either inside the game.
Difficult. You're in a position where you can't kill the enemy cores. And that, you know, of all the things that frustrate me as a Dota player, the one that's the worst is when you feel powerless to kill the enemy. If you cannot stun them, if you cannot catch them, you feel powerless and you're at the mercy of their decision making. Will they take that fight that they kind of just, you know, like we saw eHome do yesterday against Secret diving tier 2.
Come on, 5v1. Lich is a little bit too far away. He's got a Lotus Orb on the Timbersaw now. He's just racked up the base armor. Even without reactive armor, Ice is still an absolute beast. And anything you want to try and, like, you want to silence him, he just dispel quickly, too.
What? Like, J-Storm love Grimstroke. They've picked it every single game it was available. However, in this game, they have no synergy with the hero. I suppose you could double Soul Rip a target, but traditionally we see this picked up with these offlaners like Beastmaster. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Doom, quite nice.
Double Roar, double Doom. Doom was banned out in the last part of this phase, and he would have been the perfect pickup as well against both Timber as well as OD. It's that ability to jump in and silence up a hero, to almost delete them in a way before the fight begins.
It's also an excellent counter pick to a Timbersaw, just because that Infernal Blade does max HP damage, but you're in a position now. You're going to smoke again, but I expect Ice is going to do his best to ensure that he is the only one. He'll be like 3,000 units further forward than any of his teammates. Up top, OD though, that's going to be your target, but I believe he's going to get the hell out of Dodge ASAP because he recognizes I am not where I want to be right now.
They need to make space with this 4-man smoke gank. Battle Fury timing for Mu, it's not great, but it ain't absolutely terrible. Abed moves back, TP support instantly in from the Timber. Jabs gets initiated on, it's like, okay, fight. Sinister Gaze back March, the Tombstone gets dropped. Now the Soulbind silence is there on Timber and OD. It's a cheap version of a Doom though. And meanwhile, Tiny is actually hitting the tier 3 tower on bottom lane.
He never left bottom. He got 7 waves while this was going down. Mu, of course, in that smoke, not farming for that full minute. And I love how Ice is playing this. It's the 3rd time so far we've seen him immediately teleport once J-Storm revealed they're trying to make a move in that area. Yep. He knows his job. He is going to bruise and battle any moment he can and frees up the rest of his team to pretty much do whatever they please. J-Storm back against the wall. Collect these bounties if you can in 30 seconds. Continue making space. You will be in a position.
They're going to try and gank Abed. He actually just used Imprisonment to farm up the wave on top. They have silence available from the Grimstroke, and Venomancer has connected over on the Gale. So the damage output is there. Lich is moving up, and they will find the kill on the OD. That's a little bit too far out of position for Abed, and they have some kill potential on one of the big cores. That's a lot of money, except Fear's the one who claims it.
The Aether Lens factor on Fury got that silence off from super long range.
Is this the reason too why like maybe they pick him up? You look at Fear's quick. Oh, okay, Chronosphere, Puck, Chakram would be enough with the Avalanche to get the kill. In fact, Ice even kill secures it. But Fear looks very far ahead. He's got a Scythe queued up as his next primary item, and then into.
My concern, I don't know how you ever kill Ice though. Like the net worth is one thing. Next. He's level 16. That's 3 above anyone on the side of J-Storm. He's going to go Lotus into Greaves. He'll have 2 methods of cleansing, the Solar Crest and the Gale.
Here they go again. Gale him up. Veil, whatever you've got, throw it. Nova, MP. He's going to come in to help out with a time dilation, and they will try and get through him. Chainfrost also will arrive, and Ice goes down. That's the way to do it. It's just a 4v1. Kyle's Caster Curse does kick in, and maybe with a run through the back, OD is now arrived. J-Storm committed the whole kitchen sink, but maybe they didn't. With the Soulbind, Abed and DJ are connected together. It kind of restricts their movement. It's the 3-legged race for Fnatic, and they're actually losing. 2 heroes, maybe a little bit more. J-Storm still looking for the fight. A phase shift, dodging all the Avalanche. He'll Dream Coil as well. Ferev wants to get back into this engagement, and this is actually Fnatic just doing what SEA does best, allowing J-Storm to get back into this fight. Abed even burns the 10-second BKB. DJ wants to TP back out. Okay, Imprisonment, that's on nothing. They are away to safety for now.
You're welcome, viewers. We didn't want to see a boring game. I ensure, of course, that
thank you, Kyle.
does go down.
Yeah.
And
Purge isn't the one we thank.
We're back into it. This is what we're talking about. A nice close game of Dota. The Spirit Vessel is the big factor there. Ice tanked nearly an entire one, and even though he does have a ton of regen, 60, that Spirit Vessel takes it all away. And I can't believe how far away his squad was at the time, but that's the Veno factor, and this is something we're going to see J-Storm look to do as this game continues. Long fights. Let the Veno poison tick. The Spirit Vessel charges, the PA daggers. All of their cooldowns are quite low, with the exception of the Coil and the Nova, Tombstone too, of course, but their sustained damage output is very high. And if they can bait out the Fnatic, the ODPKB, the Chrono, it's now much easier to kite around, maybe win that fight.
And it's buying space. It's buying space for what we kind of thought there was going to be no space for, which is the Phantom Assassin. It's been a non-stop farm game, trying not to be involved in the engagements. PA's building into a BKB, and is only 1,600 gold away from completing it. But Fnatic, they are very strong. Good blink away from Bryle. Dodges the attack.
You got to question, you know, game was very slow, but was it too slow? The way Fnatic played this, when you consider just how far ahead Ice 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 was, you're at a point now, PA is the Battle Fury, soon to have a BKB.
Ooh.
It's going to get harder.
You're going to take the fight again. A jump in, a silence, a dream call. They're going to need extra reveal. No, he'll actually break free of the Invis. Silence out, make sure there's no Chronosphere. But DJ into the back lines, and Ice 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 TPing down. But Faceless Void is already down for the count. They want to get the kill on Bryle, but this Puck has been so elusive. A quick phase shift, he did get connected on, so he doesn't have the Blink Dagger away, but that's why Orb is there as well. A reason why Puck is continuously picked up. So elusive, great for pushing back out the lanes and creating more space.
And I really like the itemization. If you check out Forev, he's going straight for that Aghanim Scepter. The Puck went Veil first into Bots Blink Dagon. You're going to have a metric ton of magic damage, and
this was never meant to happen, looking at the game.
It does feel a bit weird. I feel maybe Fnatic like lulled me to sleep a bit. Unfortunately, it did not have that same effect on J-Storm, and you're at a point now where the Puck is, we've seen many times, he's just going to continuously clear waves. PA is going to continue to farm and clear waves, and going up high ground into a Venomancer Grimstroke at this point?
Yeah.
Like Forev's had that 90 GPM talent ticking for quite some time.
This is why Fear's really happy. He got the level 10, gets 90 gold per minute, and the money starts rolling in. Supports can be more efficient. But now Fnatic do something which you kind of expect them to kind of move towards anyway. To ensure that J-Storm is getting some level of momentum, also cannot take it with the Phantom Assassin, they need the Roshan.
And bear in mind, the way Fnatic itemized, they are not accelerating optimally. Ice 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 went pipe, Lotus into Greaves. This is not a Timber that's going to be this like massive source of damage output.
He wants
Void went Mask, Shadowblade, OD, 4-step BKB. They're all in on this idea. They're going to fight now. J-Storm, you got a PA with Battle Fury.
They actually also have, like, the best building hitter right now is Tiny. Like, Faceless Void also went for Hunt style. It's this Mask of Madness combined with the Shadowblade. He's then going to go into BKB. So it's, again, all surrounded around the team fights. Nice entry wall from Bryle, so he's able to see DJ on the hunt. But then you got OD, a well-renowned crappy building killer, and Timbersaw probably just as bad. So even when you've got that frontline tank with the Greaves of the Timbersaw, it's difficult to survive. The BKB is now on the PA, so enabled to battle against the OD, and that's the primary target.
Yeah, you're gonna also need to have, you need a big Chronosphere on the side of MP. That seems to be how Fnatic will really be able to take a decisive fight. He got that one in mid, around the 12-minute mark, but it's been quite some time since we saw him really have a massive game impact and can shove lanes on the side of Fnatic. But now you have Aegis, like what's your move? How are you gonna actually create chaos, find some sort of opening when J-Storm seem content to just play this slow-paced game? They're at multiple corners of the map at the moment.
And they know, like, later on, like, this may actually be one of these games where you get the +7 seconds Poison Nova and the 800 AoE, because you know you'll coat everyone from Fnatic, even though the wards make it very difficult to push high ground. Oh, yeah. The J-Storm defense looks to hold, at least with the moment. I know we're talking about level 25 talents on a Venomancer, but this game has slowed a lot.
And bear in mind, this latest patch increased the Poison Nova damage. I don't think it increased the Scepter damage. That'll still be 110 when maxed out per second. But bear in mind, that's 18 seconds of 110 DPS before the talent for an extra 7. You're talking about post-talent,
you get an extra
2,500 or more magical damage.
You get an extra 5.17 damage from the 110. That's, terrific.
The intelligence for the spell amp, of course. And there is a Veil on Puck, so J-Storm, obviously, they know what's up. They understand their win condition, and Fnatic, you're going to have to use this BKB timing you're at with your OD pretty soon. Otherwise, you might just find yourselves in a game that lasts forever.
Yep. And they don't want that. Puck's already pushed in the top lane so much. PA is getting more and more space, looking for a bit of a fight. And he goes, PA's defensiveness is going to get even better with the triple stifling daggers.
Yep.
And then the crits, then Lich starts to worry, like if he can stay alive, which is not something I
just look at MP farming these Ancients. Look how slow this is. You have complete map dominance as the side of Fnatic, but their advantage has been 3K, even though J-Storm has been sitting in base. This is the downside of itemizing this defensively, this much for the mid game. No one invested. No one's
all three
scaling.
Are you saying like all three are basically playing the same role? It's like, you know, I'll be that tank during the team fight. I'll survive during the team fight.
No, it's just that there's like OD, you know, in an ideal world, in a great game, you'd love to be buying like a Midas, maybe a Kayayasha, perhaps a Blink at some point, although that's a bit weak in a game against Veno. Void, no problem, maybe a Battle Fury, maybe a Maelstrom, Timbersaw, Bloodstone, Holy Rocket over Pipe. Like, there's items you can purchase that allow your net worth to increase exponentially. And none of them went in that style, thus their lead really isn't growing, even though they look. J-Storm is in their base.
Yep.
But they're not like when we watched VP yesterday in a game where they were utterly dominating. They were going up 1,000 gold per minute. It felt because they were just eating so much of the map. You don't have that ability on the team of Fnatic just because of the way your heroes have itemized, solely because of that.
They're coming out to fight. J-Storm don't want to stick in. They need to be able to push out one of the lanes. Puck's really good at doing this, and they're going to find the one who was on the side lane pushing. It's DJ. Sentry wards planted. Even Marsh dropping Tombstone as well as the ulti. They want the kill on DJ quickly. Puck taking a lot of damage to do it, but now MP, Chrono, it only caught one. It only caught the Undying, definitely the one they want, and then they even turn back just to take out the Tombstone. A huge waste of a Chronosphere. Now the BKB was at least burned on Mu, so he loses that, but this is not what Fnatic was looking for. Even Fear's getting space on bottom lane. Top lane, Hex over on Abed, so they found a way to catch out the Puck, but phase shift. Watch this timing and watch the Puck, blinks away. Like, Abed even knows this isn't a kill. He walks away. But Puck will jump out and just take out the next creep wave too, so they're creep skipping. They're delaying this beautifully.
Ice is going Crimson Guard next. I mean, I get being a tank, okay? But it's like, you ever see one of those bodybuilders in the gym? It's like the definition of Diesel. Absolute unit, but you know the man never stretched, so he can't put his arms above his head.
Unfortunately, my neck muscles are so big that I just cannot turn.
Hey, at what point is it, are you tanky enough?
Here you go. Abed, the target that they're looking for to bring down the OD is the one who, with sustain, can do a lot of damage in the team fights. While Timbersaw was having his own little battle against Fear, he couldn't claim it out. OD now burns the BKB, building up the intel, but the damage output, they have a lot of it, but when PA just jumps on the OD, well, they have none of it left anymore. Fnatic lose 2 for 2. Ice still up on the hill. They want to silence him up. Look for any kind of crits. Dream Coil is still not used yet. DJ wants to try and stop up something. He's just waiting around under the cover of his own Shadow Blade.
I'm so confused, Toby. I don't know, like, I'm not sure if I have the wrong read on this game, like, when we hit, like, around 10 minutes. If Fnatic's playing this very strange. Void is top, showing in lane with no Chronosphere, and Abed is walking up on high ground, like, to Hex.
I think we both had the same idea, and I think it's where we both got caught, is the fact that we didn't think the Timbersaw could die. And then we thought the Fnatic, once they had that, he didn't need to, but it was that fight around the tier 2 tower in the mid where Ice got picked off and J-Storm started getting items then.
Well, here's, I get what you're saying, but I don't know if that really affects the game state. As soon as he respawned, they went and did Roche. It's not as if J-Storm gained some more map control. It's not like they suddenly started smoking forwards. It's just that Fnatic can't do anything anymore. Their timing seems to have disappeared, even though they're 4,000 gold ahead. I've seen so many PA games. He's got a Deso now. He's got triple dagger, and you don't really have any real initiation on the side of Fnatic outside of the Chrono. It's still a very winnable game.
Oh, yeah.
But MP's got to come through big.
This OD can still play. Like, we haven't actually seen a combination from Fnatic, and that was the other confidence I had, was the fact that MP's Chronosphere, combining with the Lich, combining with the OD, combining with the Timbersaw. The fact the panel was saying it too. All these things need to sync together. But right now, Fnatic, they're kind of worried about their side lanes. It's what Bryle, I actually think, has been one of the most instrumental parts of J-Storm. This Puck has been very elusive. And I'm not even saying he's just been pushing out the side lanes, even though that's what he's been doing. After they won the fight in mid, Bryle was putting himself in front of the Timbersaw. He was saying, look at me, focus on me. Bought time for Forever to get Aghanim Scepter. Bought time for the Battle Fury into BKB for the PA. All this time starts coming in from J-Storm, and where they had no options, they just They were resolute. They stuck
so
around
far,
and they
look,
got him.
It seems to be that the team that acts is going to get punished. We saw J-Storm smoke ineffectively, I think 3 times. The strategy of hang out in base, boys, and under our wards has been very effective. Fnatic's controlling 75% of the map at the moment, but
yep. But they're not moving ahead in net worth, and they're not moving ahead that much in experience. They've kind of established that lead previously. But J-Storm looks so damn strong because they're hitting these high levels. The triple stifling daggers there on the PA, who has the Desolator, building into the Basher. We have seen how strong a level 25 PA is, just a buffed up PA is. She will have enough to get through Timber.
I like the decision from Abed. He's got Blink queued up. I think you need some sort of ulterior initiation outside of the MP, Chrono, and DJ. You gotta like surge forwards, find that initial kill, and then Chrono next target.
But is the Blink going to be enough? With Moo going for the Desolator plus -3 armor corruption, this Odie's only walking around with 19 armor. Like, he's going to lose half of that.
Yep, and you see Ice switched up his items. He's going for Shivas now instead of the Crimson. I think that's the right move because it's just too late for that item to be effective. Yeah, you'll reduce the ward damage, but at this point, it's the magic damage and the PA that counts, and blocking 50 of 1,400 damage crits is not really going to help any of your squishier anti-heroes.
Yeah, I still can't believe the Venomancer has more net worth than the Void.
Yeah, and Fear's got a Hex, so we talked about Black Soulbind synergy, but
it's the GPM.
Hey, Grimstroke's got a Silence, he's got a Hex. I mean, maybe he can do it all himself.
Yeah.
So close to level 18 as well. That's a huge timing to the side of J-Storm.
So Roshan is going to go the way of Fnatic. J-Storm will not be out here to try and contest it. I say that MP's having damage issues inside the pit. He got bashed up and actually tried to time walk off the damage. Has a regeneration rune, the only reason why he's got more life. But this is another big weakness that we've already been flagging from Fnatic. Their damage output is really, really low. Hard to kill Ancients, hard to kill Roshan.
Man.
So they're not coming over J-Storm. They don't want anything to do with this. Brass push out bottom lane. They can continue to delay Fnatic. And what's Fnatic going to do? Force high ground? That feels like almost the worst thing they could do right now.
Yeah, and who's winning this game is somewhat dependent on who you believe will win this in the mega late game. But I would point to J-Storm pretty much not doing a damn thing aggressively for the last 15 minutes is proof that they're very confident letting this go as late as possible. They didn't even think about contesting that second Roshan, and I don't blame them.
It's like, hey, we just wait up. We still need levels on people. Ferev doesn't have the +7 duration on Poison Nova. He's taking some time before he's going to get to that level 20. March doesn't have the double tombstone yet. He's still not level 15. But space gets created. Bra's on bottom lane, pushing it out. And that's why I wonder, like, Fnatic, okay, they're getting BT's level 2 on Tiny. DJ becomes the split pusher. That may be the way the Fnatic goes up.
And you've got to kill the PA on the side of Fnatic.
But
you
how?
got two things for J-Storm. They need to get a big Venom ult off. They need to keep their PA alive. Puck can't die without casting spells. If they can do all of those things, I feel like they should be able to win any sort of engagement. On the side of Fnatic, you gotta kill Moo's PA. You take him out of the equation, and all of a sudden, the physical damage of J-Storm disappears. There's a Grimstroke. He's got that double Hex available. You're fighting into March, a Soul Rip behind. Like,
yep.
I mean, March, you know, love the guy. Check out the items. What a trooper.
Boots, Stick, and Observer and Sentry.
My man.
He is...
And look what's queued up.
Nothing but Observers and Sentries on the Undying. That's all it is for Undying. He has absolutely nothing. But surprisingly, still...
What? No!
Wait, no.
Oh,
really?
It's a bait. He's trying to kill him.
It's the Dire Observer Ward. He needs more friends. They smoked up here to try and get the gang before, but he waited for Bryle. Much he did. He was patient. And now they get the jump in.
He has
will do
bots
the work,
too?
and Tiny is going to go down. Yeah, he has bots level 2.
Hell?
He was split pushing.
Dude, today has been real weird for me, okay? I don't want to get into the details of what's happened in my life, but this game, I'm starting to question a lot of things.
Yeah. In case anyone's worried why we're so negative, it was a bit of a rough morning for us, but Kyle,
what?
just breathe, bro. You're okay. You're okay. Like, think happy thoughts. Like,
what?
Sprinkle the pixie
You're
dust.
in a position.
Second star to the right, then straight
you're
on
having
to
damage issues, man. Like, you don't have a Vlad's, but we've got bots too.
Yep. And now he's going to go in for a BKB as his next item.
I don't want to seem like, I hope I'm not being too harsh on Fnatic. I'm just kind of disappointed. Like, this team has so much talent. Abed and DJ had...
I haven't seen anyone this triggered since I watched Winter, just looking at the Dusa, Manta, Lincoln Sphere build. That's they're
just so good, man. There's so much talent on this team. DJ could have played with 15 different Dota teams at the end of this split, and I think he made a good decision. Fnatic, on paper, such an incredible lineup. I just don't know if they're reading the game and their win conditions properly. And again, the more I say this, the more I'm utterly convinced that they'll end up winning this game. It'll probably take them all of like, you know, they'll win it in like a minute.
This is the way it works, right? Like any team you think is behind is now going to start winning. Here's your BT's level 2 being used by the Tiny, going on to the back of MP. As, well, there's Plague Wards around everywhere. And this is where J-Storm, even if you don't have your Observers and Sentries up, which they've had a very hard time having up, you've got Plague Wards. Oh, like, also, Forever's great vision game.
He had a gem. I forgot to comment. I was distracted by the top left item slot. Yes, there's a gem now on the Grimstroke. Or wait, did they even a base?
It's on Puck.
Okay, that's the right decision, because Puck, not only can you check high grounds, but as we've seen time and time again, very difficult to take this hero out. And you gotta be careful. MP might show top, and if he shows top, they'll know we have teleported because he showed bottom previously, and then all of a sudden J-Storm's gonna beeline for this bottom lane and Radiant jungle.
I love how J-Storm as well, like their primary target has been, it's been DJ. Like, he's the only one that's been able to gank because he's the only one that's been pushing a little bit further forward. It's that calculated pressure. But coming out underneath Observers and Sentries, they need that Puck to actually start looking around for yeah, okay, there you go. Orb sees the Observer, needs to get rid of it.
The gem is so important. In a slow game like this, a gem is an invaluable tool, and to give it away...
They actually have one Observer Ward, which will time out in 30 seconds because they lost that one on bottom.
Puck and Bat are the two heroes I'd say are the most suitable to carrying gems. Like, especially once he hits level 20.
You're waiting for the 420?
No. He went the Waning Rift cooldown instead of the Illusory Orb distance speed talent at level 20 on Puck. I like that decision just because it's more damage, and Silence is incredibly effective against heroes like Timber, Void, and OD. So.
Especially when Timber's trying to break free of it. Also, I will also flag the fact that he's completed up a Halberd now, and put Radiance into Quick Buy. Now it's going to be Scythe into Quick Buy over on Timber. There are so many hexes arriving in this game. I suggest if you are currently watching this and you do not have a fresh supply of water, please grab yourself a beverage. We're gonna be in for a long haul. Because even if you push in and you win a fight, you're probably not gonna see a rack stack.
There's no building damage on either team, really.
Like, J-Storm has it through the PA. Like, that's kind of where they get theirs. But at the same time, keep in mind, J-Storm have taken 2 Tier 1 towers. The Tier 1 tower for Fnatic in mid lane is still standing because they've controlled this map so much. You have a heat map of like how much has Fnatic been dominating the map so far, and it's still gonna be like 75% the way of Fnatic. Maybe more, and maybe 80.
Even if you get some kills, like the high ground defense of J-Storm is pretty insane. You're going to have spam Venom Wards, and I love this choice from Forev as well. He went for the blink.
Okay, there's your heat map of Timbersaw. You see everywhere he's been. Mid, bottom, top, everywhere I could possibly go.
But J-Storm's in their base. Like, what's the play? It's like, it feels like it's not siege towers that Fnatic has built, but actually just another castle. And they're yelling over the ramparts, hey, it's like, Jay, leave your castle, guys. And then, no.
I don't want to go out there. I don't want to go out there. It's too scary to go out there. I'm scared of the dark. I'm scared of like the Druid spammer.
This is surreal. This is one of the weirdest games of Dota I've seen on this patch because it feels like neither team is really confident to take the fight to their enemy.
Well, remember,
Fear hasn't left the river. Like, he has not crossed the river.
I am surprised though that he's at least been that far over. Okay, bottom lane, he's come over a couple of times.
That's still the trees. He went around the river. It's not the same.
Oh, ink dilutes, man. Actually, no, it doesn't. It just floats on the river. He could actually take over the river.
Does it?
Yeah, ink, like ink wouldn't go into water, man. It'd be like putting oil and water together. It's gonna separate.
As I was gonna say, I just didn't know if they had different densities. That's weird.
We
probably have time for an experiment.
Yeah. Can someone get us a glass of water and a pot of ink? Because everybody has that because this is the 1800s.
Like, this is like, look, Tim, Ice is completely alone middle, but J-Storm has no...
The only... Okay, so every time I've seen J-Storm smoke, they've smoked out looking for the lane where Fnatic are not, which is why they keep catching the Tiny.
Oh, look at that, the level 20 Venomancer. He's got that.
He's got the
7-second Poison Nova duration.
Combining with the act, and he knows, I actually even love this. Like, how many times you say, like, if Venomancer jumps in, gets the ulti off, the Plague Ward's reveal, Ice goes over towards Pharrev, and already triggering off the Aeon Disc. That's meant to be his saving mechanism. When he blinks in, they've even put Tombstone down in the middle of the lane. Hex onto March, Undying, but the Soulbind and Pharrev, he gets the big Nova off onto the two big cores. Chain Frost, damage is minimal. Pharrev and Fear, they're instantly going to die, but remember, lose in this fight. Look for the big damage from the Phantom Assassin, because he may be the last sole survivor of J-Storm as he tries to battle again underneath another Tombstone, wants to back off. Ice still alive and kicking, and he's still got the Halberd. He'll disarm the PA. That's where they move forward. Chronos fearing up on Moo. Buyback in from the Grimstroke. He needs to save his core, but this comes so late that now it's Bryle as well as Fear together. The other silences, but it's a PKB on the Void, jumping in, able to get a little bit of extra control, even throwing it back over towards Fear as he goes up the hill and away. They want to go up, and yep, that's what I was looking for. Time walk forward. This will be a die back over on Fear. 5x in from Undying as well as Venomancer. Both TPing towards the top now. Bryle, he doesn't really want to fight this. He doesn't have the Dream Coil control. The Fnatic have the first opportunity in a very long time to do some damage inside the J-Storm base while the PA's down and refusing to buy back for the moment. But Pharrev, let the duration go. It's a Poison Nova that lasts forever with the Aghanim Scepter buff up. But damn, March, he just walked up. It's like he wants, this is the way I get my Tombstone down. Dagon to the front lines, MP munches on the cheese, gets more life back. DJ wants to find his target. He's lost his teammate MP thanks to the crit and the follow-up control. They just keep the Tiny in there. It's 103 seconds to face his boys down. DJ, he lives for so long. There's a Chain Frost. Flies up towards Moo. They'll bounce back down into the creep wave and into the fight. Fear, he's actually just, well, okay, Jabs. Jabs is, he's battling up against two and will die. Dude. That's it. And Timbersaw TP's out inside the Dire base. What the is this game?
The question I have, like, J-Storm, they buy back on everyone except for the person I felt like should in Moo. Moo is the guy that's the threat. If you don't buy back, then your team can't really do a damn thing. He buys back anyway, but it's after the tier 3 dive. Fnatic was never actually going to get that Rax, and the objective they targeted had already faded by the time you're back in battle. Now you've got no buybacks on a hell of a lot of heroes.
Moo needs to save his money so he can get Satanic. One of those great interactions we saw yesterday. Satanic actually triggers off the stifling daggers.
Yep,
and someone just left a bottle casually in the bottom room. Hey, anyone who wants some free money? Oh wait, did they actually? They purposely did it. It's Bryle's.
Yep.
So PA can hold on to the double damage rune.
Man, this is just a wild back and forth game. Fnatic now with an AK net worth lead, but
the silencing up on mid with a Dream Call. Timbersaw, primary target. He already disables over on one. Stunned up and March. They're going to try and steal as much life. Double damage from Moo. Now it goes to work. They need to keep him controlled. First Tombstone is down, but Abed in with the hammer, but the Nova return. The damage will be high on the Fnatic, but J-Storm, they've lost him. Remember, they bought back heavily too. They cannot force in this fight any harder. Moo doesn't want it. He's trying to find a way out. Throw a stifling dagger or not, but now he's hexed inside the Shark Room. Cannot move away. He must turn around. Back into the creep wave. The Lotus Orb, the Abyssal Blade. He stuns himself. Briley sets a silence so Timbersaw cannot keep moving in. And then Moo turns around for the fight and kills off Ice. Down for 100 seconds, but it's not done yet. MP, he's got the Chronosphere available. He wants a target. They thought he was there. DJ goes for the blind avalanche. Does not hit what he wants. Over towards the Shrine, which is on cooldown, but Bryle, he needs to be able to live. He's got the Gem of True Sight, and it will blink away, sees the Void coming, but then walks back over, and then jaunts out. He almost baited MP's Chronosphere.
Well played from Bryle, just to have the awareness that his PA cannot die and ensures that he's on the high ground to give him that jump away. Otherwise, Mumo certainly goes down. And while that's probably not the GG by any means, because it would have just been Void Tiny left alive, like, he's dead for a while, and there is no buyback on this PA. The Satanic is a huge item. You can see, like, just with the mask, he was able to sustain through that fight. With this item, he'll have, like, 7 get-out-of-jail-free cards just by spamming Q. And those hexes, you can't cleanse them, but now they're going to last a third less time.
You have 420 on Puck. He is skyrocketing. Goes for the full Dagon upgrade now. Keep your eyes on those buybacks. Who's dead for a long time? Bryle. Short range jump up, gets rid of the Observer and Sentry. This is the third Roshan. Moo's going in for it now. OD will respawn while this is being done. Unless there's too many crits in from... Okay, Lynch! Tossed up and brought down. Jabs almost dead. March with the Decay is the one to find the kill. With the tombstone up the the Soulbind and the dagger slow. They just can't move away. Moo jumps in for the kill, but he instantly changes attention over towards Abed, who's shrining up, getting the regeneration and the Void Chronosphere. It will catch him, the OD, but does not catch Bryle. Faceless Void still needs more damage. The Soul Rip, they keep Moo alive, but not enough. He goes down. 2 minutes on the sideline for him. Then they go another, tossing the corpse over towards Abed, able to finally TP out. March is in no man's land, but hey, there'll be 2 tombstones down. No, his other one timed out. So Roshan, without the Faceless Void, I don't think they have enough damage to do it. So Ice goes for
Is under attack.
kill instead. Over towards Bryle, who'll blink his way away to safety. This game is just absolutely, well, chaotic. Bottom tier 2 tower will fall as well, thanks to the creep wave having momentum from J-Storm's push previously. They cannot do Roshan Fnatic. It's not possible with their lineup. Yep. They have to go back and defend.
And this is the thing we see. You know, I watch Secret VP. Very rarely do they ever not have the ability to do Roche, to take towers. Both of these sides, suboptimal carries for buildings as is, but when they're both dead, like this is... Oh man, I can't think of a proper reference. Like Timbersaw is in the, like this is the battle of
Yeah, hey OD, can you come in and actually use this spell immune target? Oh wait, you can't orb. Let's get it done.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Can we kill it? Yes, we can! Positive attitude. That's what needs to be taught into this one. If they can get the refresher shard into Abed too, that means double Eclipse, double BKBs. This starts to look a lot better for Fnatic, and they seem to have the ability to get up. But I'm also looking at J-Storm, thinking about coming outside their base, and they won't think about it anymore. It's going to be Faceless Void to walk in. He has the Aegis the Immortal. Refresher shard is on the OD. He'll drop his treads for this. And J-Storm, this will be one hell of a defense if they can hold.
I'd really like to see Forev pick up a halberd over that pipe. I want to see him disarm OD whenever possible. That's the hero that's going to win this game for Fnatic. Abed's damage output, especially when you throw in that refresher shard,
keep chasing.
Absurd.
The Hex is out. ET's level 2 coming into work onto the Timbersaw. He will get still a 3-man Nova off. The rest of J-Storm do not want this fight. Peno's down for a minute and a half. They are coded, but there's a lot of regeneration inside of the Fnatic lineup, so they will be okay with this. It's also a double damage Faceless Void, itching for a fight. Do not group up J-Storm. They have Chain Frost available. That's why MP and Jam just looking to work together. And find the breach.
There's a DD on MP for just a few more seconds. Whoa.
Ice is going in. He'll get silenced up. Fortification, buying some time for J-Storm. Now remember this triple stifling daggers. Moo doesn't get a crit in any of them.
Yeah, it's still so difficult to go high ground though, just because of the amount of spam damage J-Storm can pump out. Bryle sitting on 7,000 gold, saving buyback. Doesn't have enough for the Hex Plus.
What was OD doing?
Chilling.
He Shivaed and then forced off the other direction. So if mid-Rax goes down, this still isn't the game. The game is in the team fight. The game is in having all 5 heroes dead. But MP, as well as Ice, focus on bringing down that melee. Rax got 900 HP on it. Veno still down at 25. A big counter, and they're just gonna let this happen. No reason to try and fight. Just continuously stifling dagger, wait for a good opportunity. Mars should be trying to steal some life, but that's why Ice. He Timber Chains in front of the fountain. There's just no defense.
PA versus OD, that's the name of this game. Void's damage isn't negligible either, but it's all about that OD.
March triggering the ulti. Veno is up and looking to fight. He's TPing towards the front lines with the tombstone down. PA being controlled by DJ. Tossed up in the back, but it's a great Chronosphere from MP. Locked in Venomancer, locked in Undying. Venom even never got his ulti off, but the Soulbind in the front of the base. Abed is dropping quickly, but MP will finally come down to help him off. The Hexes are chained up. Moo will fall, and this looks like it should finally be the game, unless something magical could be pulled out of their ass from J-Storm. Unlikely. March is stealing as much as he possibly can. It's Abed as well as DJ standing strong. J-Storm, they They have no more defense. Ice going for tier 4 towers. He wants this madness to end, and end it now. Well, Abed thought he was good. Never forget the puck. Toss him around. DJ, he's got 3 of these to do it, so Bryle gonna get some vertigo. It's a big creep wave pushing in. The tier 4 towers are being attacked. And Fear will respawn up. There's another toss. Puck, he knew he had bind back at Marble. Just committing it. Trying to slow this pressure up. Soul bind them together. Get the Hex. The total take-off! He actually breaks their souls! Looking for more. Puck, Hex up for the moment. He needs more time. He needs a phase shift. He can't do it. It's a dive back in from the Puck. The combo looked cool. The combo looked nice. The Eclipse will drop out. But this really is the game. Grimstroke is alive in the base. Abed is diving in deep. He wants to make sure the Fear... No! What are you doing? He's gonna go down. It's GG call anyway. The game is over. The madness is done. 53 minutes. And Fnatic game 1. I want to see if that's expressions of glee, disappointment, or just endurance.
Or confusion.
Or confusion. You can go for that. It's like, hey guys.
It's okay for J-Storm just because they have the PA. We've seen this hero win a lot of games.
Out. OD now burns the BKB, building up the intel, but the damage output, they have a lot of it, but when PA just jumps on the OD, well, they have none of it left anymore. But patient, and now they get the jump in.
He has
do the work,
too?
and Tiny is gonna go down. Yeah, he has in the middle of the lane. Hex onto March, Undying, but the Soulbind and Forever. He gets the big Nova off onto the 2 big cores. Chain Frost, damage is minimal. Forever Fear, they're instantly gonna die, but remember, lose him this fight. Look for the big damage from the Phantom Assassin, because he may be the last sole survivor of J-Storm as he tries to battle again underneath another Tombstone. Wants to back off. Ice control. First Tombstone is down, but Abed in with the hammer, but the Nova return. The damage will be high on the Fnatic, but J-Storm, they've lost him. Remember, they bought back heavily too. They cannot force in this fight any harder. Moo doesn't want it. He's trying to find a way out. Throw a Stifling Dagger or not, but now he's hexed. And inside the Shark Room, cannot move away. He must turn around. Back into the creep wave. The Lotus Orb, the ability to find the kill with the Tombstone up the hole. The Soulbind and the Dagger slow. They just can't move away. Moo jumps in for the kill, but he instantly changes attention over towards Abed, who's shrining up, getting the regeneration and the Void Chronosphere. It will catch him, the OD, but does not catch Bryle. Faceless Void still needs more damage. The Soul Rip, they keep Moo alive, but not enough. He goes down. 2 minutes on the sideline for him. ET's level 2 coming into work onto the Timbersaw. He will get still a 3-man Nova off. The rest of J-Storm do not want this fight. Venom's MP locked in Venomancer, locked in Undying. Venom even never got his ulti off, but the Soulbind in the front of the base. Abed is dropping quickly, but MP will finally come down to help him off. The Hexes are chained up, Moo will fall, and this looks like it should finally be the game, unless something magical could be pulled out of their ass from J-Storm. Unlikely. March is stealing as much as he possibly can. Looked cool. The combo looks nice. The Eclipse will drop out, but this really is the game. Grimstroke is alive in the base. Abed is diving in deep. He wants to make sure the Fear... No! What are you doing? He's gonna go down. It's GG call anyway. The game is over. The madness is done. 53 minutes and Fnatic game 1.
Pick.
A world devourer.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Fanatics turn to pick.
Puck!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Brewmaster!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Fanatics turn to ban.
Phantom Assassin!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Fanatics turn to pick.
Dark Seer.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Weaver.
You may now select your heroes.
Yeah,
I didn't recognize it at first.
we'll take anything, JJ. Throw it to us somehow.
Yeah, but this game certainly looks better for J-Storm, just based on their the way the draft looks, right? You got a Darkseer Vac into a March stun. You got a ton of damage output. It just looks good, and there's no Timbersaw. There's no hero that's just going to be able to march down lanes, nigh indestructible. So.
Yeah. But you have instead from Fnatic this Chaos kind of lineup. So that's what the Brewmaster is all about. He's the Chaos initiator. He does the initiation off, and then you're able to get your split. If you can get that split, then J-Storm may have a couple of problems in the fight. Remember, there's also the Earth Spirit, better rotations early on. This won't be that static laning phase that we kind of felt previously. They've got that roll-in initiation. Maybe they, with the combinations of silencers, Puck may... Actually, I say combinations of silencers. There's actually really not that many. Puck is actually really easy to move around in this game.
Yeah. And Bryle did play great in this previous game, even though he was on a losing team. Very rarely would you say that a loser's the MVP, but I think Bryle definitely played the best.
He totally was. Like that, game one, in so many ways, should have been J-Storm's. After Fnatic didn't breach the high ground early on, like, okay, this is definitely the way it should be. Are they actually going to trade off 3 bounty runes for 1? Because no one's up on top lane apart from Darkseer.
Nice.
Also, keep in mind the fact that Darkseer is playing the safe lane. So this is the one time you won't actually see Darkseer pulling the wave over to a side camp. This is going to be a straight one-on-one matchup of Dark versus Brew.
I like it because PA really hates laning against Brewmaster, especially if there's a Lich with him. And that means that you've got Brew, who would just be trading in his own safe lane against Darkseer, and all of a sudden Earth Spirit, he can gank mid and top and potentially find kills. But this is just a better situation for J-Storm. Weaver versus PA, you're pretty confident with this, and Lich, or well, specifically Earth Spirit, not a huge fan of having a tri-lane. He wants to get active.
Yeah. He wants to move in. He wants to actually try and gank up in mid lane and work with Arbed, because that's the other fun lane to watch, is that mid lane, Bryle versus Arbed. Bryle kind of actually just missing the max range rift damage onto Arbed.
To be fair though, this is very similar to what VP did in their games against, or LGD did against the Earth Spirit, where you make sure that your mid hero is formidable, hard to take down. That can be because you have somebody really tanky and
like
fat, like a DK, or you have a Puck, where if you don't have that perfect combination and a couple levels on Earth Spirit, which he's not going to get in the tri-lane, you won't be able to take him out.
Well, there's your Frost Shield going to work against March, but it's also as well. You went Stormbot level once. They don't have the War Cry. They don't have that extra life, but because you're looking for the Chain Stuns, you're looking for the control. You're ensuring that there's no pull. DJ as well as Jabs are pretty committed to this, so we end up having support combo. Like I feel like we're rinsing and repeating from game one. It's literally the same camp that both teams are fighting over.
Deja vu.
Yep.
What we've actually been here before. Very recent.
Now the next thing we have to do is have Arbed massively attack into Bryle and then die underneath the tier 1 tower. And hey, we're redoing it. ES will TP into us, but he's hit level 2, and Arbed is really low. A rolling boulder forward, doesn't actually get the connection into the puck, and there is no follow-up after that, which means now this bottom lane from J-Storm can get very aggressive against the Weaver.
He did salve Abed to preserve Abed's own salve, so that will help him out in the lane. And bear in mind, he's skilled the silence on Earth Spirit, so he's
going bottom,
aiming for that puck kill.
Where was the... Oh, he already committed Stormbolt.
Oh, they're going back on again mid. I don't know if you have the damage here, even with the 2-second silence.
Vanish. This time they will be able to connect with the silence, and orb away to safety, back up. And the courier just brought in its tangos as well as Mango. So he's getting some regeneration back. This top lane appears to be really difficult for Ice. It's 16-3 versus 6-1 on the Brewmaster. Yes, he's got a creep wave coming under the tower, but he's had a real hard time finding the last hits underneath the tower because he has to walk in range of the Iron Shell burn.
I'm not sure if this matchup, I mean, I know this is a Darkseer favorite matchup for the initial few levels, but I don't think it's this bad. This is a very well played matchup by Forev. This is maybe 60-40, but it's certainly not this sort of disparity. He's doubled him up.
It has to be because he's just underneath the tower, right? Like, Ice is 61 damage, is having a hard time finding any of the last hits against Forev.
So weird. It's something you used to see way back in the day, like that post-TI 5-6 meta where Darkseer was just always in these 1v1s. But we just haven't had a tri-lane meta in so long. I feel like a lot of these matchups and little quirks have been forgotten.
The patches change so much of Dota that it's difficult to know if something that worked 3 years ago in the tri-lane versus tri-lane meta can actually be applied to the current game of Dota.
Got a really nice game thus far from J-Storm. Moo is CSing very well, and he is once again the win condition for the side. Should have a much easier time finding a foothold in this game, as they won't be losing 4 towers by 13 minutes again to an indestructible Timbersaw.
And MP's meant to be that big damage dealer for Fnatic. Like, you're not going to get it from the Brewmaster, he's control factor. OD's that I get damage later on once I build up my items and once I build up my intel. Invisru may help him get the kill over on Bryle, as, he has no idea that ES will rolling boulder in. Sven, TPing in, and Bryle, really, back under the tower of 50 HP, already starts us out thanks to the Stormbolt. He can get the Rift off, he'll phase shift, dodge the attack, so he even keeps regenerating through. The first blood spilt by Bryle onto DJ, the TP from March. It looked like it wasn't going to come in time, but it came in time.
Like I said, I question Fnatic's, they third picked Abed's hero again, and this game, instead of Ice, they last picked the MP hero, but I just don't see him as the guy you want to be 22 picking for, right? A Weaver? This is not the greatest matchup in this game. It doesn't really fill the need of the draft, and it just feels like a bit of a throwaway. I don't like this pick, and I think if Fnatic would edit their draft in the event this does go to Game 3, maybe I want to see them focus on Abed or Ice. These seem to be the superstars. MP, you can give him the throwaway. Like, pick him Void first too, no problem, like eHome's loan apt to do.
You help him by banning Void. I also just want to flag the fact that if Darkseer moved over to the bounty rune maybe 2 seconds earlier, he would have got the bottle and would have been able to pick up the 5-minute bounty rune. It was not grabbed. I think there are almost no games in this tournament where we haven't seen like the level 1 bounties all being collected. Moo needs some space to be created. He is trying to do so as ES is the one diving underneath the tower, and they could dive now after Fear. Moo is back in relative safety. Support was rotating in from the side, but March was just a little bit too far away. End up just stealing the Arcane Rune and running away from DJ, trying to use the cover of night to find a kill.
In matchup, still pretty even. We got a little bit of a skirmish in the jungle, but that's just March throwing out a stun, no problem. Top lane.
Barev's doing the pull now.
Yep. I like the build too. I think Boots, Bottle, Soul Ring, a lot of build up, but in this kind of laning phase, I like it. Just because it means that he can farm it as efficiently as possible without
going again on mid. Abed got up the hill, kicked away, which means he also kind of snapped a bit. But March,
Radiant's top tower is under
well,
attack.
as Bryle just unable to get the kill secure. Enough support, both supports coming into mid lane to protect their OD, ensuring he has as best lane as possible. And OD is 4th on the net worth. He is pretty equal. He's about 100 gold net worth, the difference between the puck. There's the top 2 net worths, I think, is the scarier thing. Darkseer at 3,300, 3k on the PA, and Weaver, you're going further down the list to find him at 2.5.
I'd like to see him go for an offensive build in the Darkseer. He's queued up the pipe. I'd much rather see like almost the tied items we've been looking at, like Vlad's Medallion. I like HOD a lot in this game. What's it for? The Earth Spirit Lich ultis? I get that, but I feel like that could be something conserved for the 3rd or 4th item choice, so that you pick something up now that helps your team claim objectives. And
they're going to try and kill MP on bottom lane. Silences are out. There's a 2-man smoke also moving in, but if they have enough stuns, they'll just kill Weaver straight out. That's exactly what happens. Sentry Ward was planted, and March and Brow's rotation, they really wanted to be involved, but they're too late to the party.
And props to Fear. I mean, they pick him Grimstroke pretty much whenever available. Does know how to play the hero. Love the skill build this game. Put the second point into silence. I appreciate it because I think against a Weaver, against an OD, against Earth Spirit, against all of the heroes of Fnatic, like long silences are key. Yep. And that's what's actually going to help you find those kills.
All right, so Fnatic are now the ones who have to try and steady the lanes. This PA is getting well out of control. That late Battle Fury timing ain't gonna come. He's got 2 Wraith Bands and the Treads by 8.5 minutes in, and now he starts itemizing towards the Battle Fury.
There's a much better game for Moo, and based on the way these teams played last game, I'm starting to really favor J-Storm. Now, the OD, once again, Abed is the key for his squad. It's just a difficult game. We saw, even though Moo had a really rough time in the previous game, he was still able to kill him through BKB even, and just a couple of crits. And you have that same scenario here.
That's just actually going to find this fight in mid. Also flag the fact that it's a Dominator build. Like, what are we...
Oh, nice. On who? Brew?
Yeah, he's just...
That's the new boots.
It's the new boots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Phase boot.
Cool. So he is... I was worried about it. He does have 2 of the items for the Dominator, that's why I was quite...
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but yeah, I like Phase. You want to look to start some fights early. I really enjoy the Sven pick from J-Storm, and I know that that's something they've been doing a lot, but I'm much more a fan of it when March is on the hero. I think that Grimstroke Sven in particular is their best support duo, and I feel like this is J-Storm's comfort zone, and Fnatic effectively just handed it to them. This is what I hate to see. If you're a Fnatic fan, you've got to be a little worried when DJ just hasn't managed to find game impact.
Oh, the fight in mid. Bryle looking for this solo kill onto the OD. He knows he can't snap the Dream Coil, or else he will die, but that's why Darkseer actually kicked closer by the ES, allowing him to come to this fight. And with the Stormbolt, maybe they have the damage. Puck being pulled in by that Sinister Gaze, but now another banishment. Bryle's in very deep. Does he have an escape? No, he does not. The clap is there for the Brewmaster, and support just comes in droves from Fnatic.
Yeah, I think if 4 have TPs there to get the Ion Shell on March, that's going to go a little bit better. He instead connects all the way from top lane, and now is going to run all the way back. So not ideal. They do only lose the 1 hero, but it is Bryle. He's the playmaker at this point, but you're fine, I think. Jace, you got Moose still just hard free farming.
Oh, Moo. Initiated on by Ice. Spear is going to be here. Moo hoping for a crit to save his life, but hasn't happened. The stun will buy him a little bit more time. Still no crits. Rolling boulder forward from DJ. Kicking away Ice. Buying him the time and even the time to get the split off. This is the worst case scenario when you initiate on a Brewmaster. When he's able to get the split after soaking up all the abilities. They still want to kill off PA. Difficult to find, but the stuns are there. DJ, another rolling boulder forward. Just hold the PA in position, but there goes March into the northern side with a kick and the clap. Too much work. Ice comes back to his normal self. He may die for this, but he's already got the big kill he was looking for. It's the Phantom Assassin down.
That was really well played by Fear and Moo, just spamming out those silences. Moo with a little, just not enough trust in his teammate though. He hesitated on that leap forwards. If he finally did get that crit on a couple of attacks, he would have been able to land the kill before Ice got that split off. March not positioning himself perfectly, a little too close. Wavered a bit, and that leap from Moo was just not far enough to get away from that clap after split ended. Well played from both sides. Forev does TP down, but a bit late. They do find the kill. Top lane, however, you've got a free farming OD now entering that lane uncontested, and he will be going for a more offensive build this game. The Tranquils into the Kaya. I like this. This is Abed. You're your team's superstar. You know, don't gimp yourself. Force Staff BKB, it's nice, but these games are gonna go late.
Yep.
Plan for it. Prepare.
I'm liking this with Moo. Iron Shell him up. He's got a double damage rune. A Dire Observer Ward. Saw DJ for a moment. He wants to jump. He doesn't want to waste this DD timing by farming up camps. Reveals himself by doing it underneath that Radiant Obs. And you're already seeing ES in a very defensive position. Same for MP.
But they know, like, no one's showing middle, and the puck is top. There's something fishy. And Fnatic knows it.
4 heroes from VGJ on bottom lane. Very heavily telegraphed. Bed will not move to the mid.
The ward, by the way, in the lane does help them. It's not just a guess. They kind of see him wandering through the woods.
Yeah. Moo's actually just going to go jungle now. He's, okay, was he? Or was he just trying to stack? That's what. And actually failed the stack. Timing was a little bit off.
That's okay.
Interesting move by Forev. Actually, he puts down the wall, gets a copy of the Weaver, and then almost killed the courier with it.
And this, I mean, since we have a bit of a downtime, like, acceleration, Toby, it's so key in this patch. And when you do things like, Forev is walking around, he had his great start, and now he's got a hood, he's gonna be rushing pipe. I just wish he had something that enabled him to pressure the map more. He could have had HOD at like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You're trying to push this tower, you could have a catapult. If you want to play this way, away from your team.
And that was something we saw Faith Beyond running yesterday. Top lane, the silencers, as well as the chain stuns, make it very difficult for Ice to find this, in fact, impossible.
And Fear with the perfect build. 1 point stroke of fate, 3 point silence, 2 points as well.
Now we'll see if that hood's able to save him. Starts his surge, but Sinister Gaze pulls him back in, wastes a lot of the time, but even the Chain Frost, they want to find this kill. Forev continues to run up, but the Magnetize, another rock placed down, and Forev will tick out. All that sustainability seems to count for naught. Maybe Moo can get a revenge. No, Jabs is already beginning his TP away.
Hey, make some space though. Bryle already with the blink. Skip the Veil this time. Right choice. There's not nearly as much magic damage. You replace the Venomancer with a Darkseer. So he's just going to go for that Blink bots build and do what he did last game. You know, just spam, just push lanes.
They're going up to Moo, rolling boulders and the kick back into the hammer. But then Warcry, Marsh tries to create some space. Bryle as well has Dream Call available. They're trying to give Moo a blink spot, and that's exactly what happens. But the orb from Arvet follows through. Bryle still is very uncertain. He wants to fight this, but with the Weaver arriving, he'll get bugs onto the puck. This makes it very difficult to use that blink dagger of his. He'll have to get the Dream Call with the wall. They have some kind of combination, but Puck instantly brought back. He jumped onto the edge of his coil. That's why he's already back in the middle of this fight. Yeah, we're not going to bet if you get this one. But then a rolling boulder forward. Grimstroke has nowhere to go. J-Storm committing heavily on the economy to try and win this fight. But it just ain't happening. So the run for the bounty runes begins. And all 4 actually go the way of J-Storm. I don't think that's enough to make up for what happened. And they're going to go for another kill. Stormbolt over on the Weaver. This intel of Arbet, 24 stolen intel. He hits so hard. They just want one target. March will present himself as Darkseer can surge away. Chain killing from Fnatic.
This is what you're looking for. You're supporting Fnatic. Abed, #1 net worth. scaling, looking good, and oh man, that's what I'm looking for too. Ice Ice Slice with the Vlads, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And the tower denied. That's all because of the bonus 15% damage. You already know.
I don't think you actually realized I was trying to bait you a little bit more with the Dominator just to make sure he's like, oh, he's not going to go Vlad's.
No. The thing is, so that buyback, yeah, it's costly, but really, that one bounty rune, yeah, you pay for it with your own gold, but as a team, it's even if you just get that one bounty. So even though that was very Fnatic favored, the gold itself did not change. Experience, on the other hand, that's where you've got a bit of a worry because all of a sudden the OD is level 13. Yep. Maxed out Orb, maxed out Astral, and he's got a Blink Dagger ready. Great choice from Abed. It allows him. This is pure offense. He's not that threatened. J-Storm not in a position where they're really looking to hunt at the moment.
Well, J-Storm are going to do it. Bottom lane is where the initiation comes in, but it comes from Fnatic. They've already killed off Fear. Now they're moving forward with Warcry. They want to actually trigger everything they've got to find this kill, but it's over on an Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit for Grimstroke moves here. He can't jump forward. They're not close enough to him. Now he can. And they do find the kill. This is Forev trying to make the most of the pipe, but there's been no opportunity to really use it because there's a split push. Ice is forcing him the top lane. OD actually took a tower in mid lane.
Check out the items as well. Ice is buying a Midas. If he gets this tower, he'll have enough gold for it too. And you got to be concerned. This is a different take from the last game. Fnatic, my man Dubu.
Bottom. They're coming in. MP runs in through the back. He didn't actually start off with the Swarm, which is kind of surprising. The Chain Frost doesn't bounce over, it only hits Forev once, but they have the stun, they have the control. Forev, the whole surge has just been weighted. He'll throw down a Darkseer wall, but it will not be able to help him at all. With Abed rotating over, this is now going to be momentum shifting in to a tier 1 tower, and actually they caught Grimstroke with the end of the Brewmaster ulti. He used the Storm Brewing to send Fear up into the air. 2 heroes gone. And J-Storm, with their itemization, they want to be stronger in these team fights, but they look to be so much weaker.
I've got to put, this is one of the benefits of having a coach. I don't know what Dubu did, but all of a sudden Fnatic has completely, radically changed the way they itemize and most importantly, what timing I feel like they're looking to end the game. It's no longer 20, 25 minutes. They're perfectly fine going late. And sure, you're up against a PA. It could be troublesome, but all 3 of these cores are going to scale. They're going to ramp up fast.
I think you're very right. You look at MP's itemization, Diffusal Blade, and now he just was like, okay, I'm going to get Maelstrom after this.
Yeah.
We're just like, what did I fail in the last game? I have no damage. What am I going to potentially overcompensate for? Is now damage in this game. Moo, try and juke around the tree lines, not going to be possible. Abed building up too much intel underneath the Dire Shrine. Fnatic having this confidence with a Blink Dagger OD with Kaya. He is just always on the front lines.
Yeah, and this is, again, like I like the players on Fnatic. I think they're a great team. I just feel like they have the potential to be elite, and thus far in this season, they haven't really had that standout stellar performance.
Well, it's like you put an All-Stars lineup together. It's like, you know, these All-Stars need a function.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, they're All-Stars in their own roles. It's not like you've got that extra 1 position. There's not overcompensation, like, oh, there's too many heroes that need farm, too many players that need farm in this. Like, they can make the most of nothing.
And they outplayed J-Storm that last game for the first 20, 25 minutes. The strategy from the American side was effectively, hey, we're going to wait in our base. And for a little bit, it seemed like it might work, but this is what I like. Look at look at the net worth on Abed. He's going to have a BKB about the same time he had it last game, but this time he's got that bonus item. And because you have the bonus item now, it means you'll have 2 bonus items in about 15 minutes. That's why you got to start saving for retirement now, kids. Don't wait until your 30s, all right? You will want to be on a beach when you're old and gray. So start putting away. You know, $20 even. $20 a month is a big deal.
I can recommend Australian beaches. There's cheap accommodation. Great place to retire.
$20 a month actually is not. Yeah, it's better than nothing.
You may need a little bit more than that. Maybe Australia is not your best place. Australia is actually a little bit more expensive to live in these days.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, you know what my favorite toy was as a kid? A cardboard box. You could probably afford one of those.
My favorite. Oh no, I'll make everyone jealous if I say that. It was my backyard. My backyard was my favorite toy.
I don't want to think about growing up in Australia. It's too dangerous.
Natural selection, only the best
That's
live
crazy.
through Australian youth.
Aren't kangaroos the most dangerous creatures too? Like,
Only if you're driving.
like the deer of the southern hemisphere.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so this is the thing. A passive game now favors Fnatic a hell of a lot more than it did in the previous
But they still
one.
don't want to stop. They're going to get aggressive. They smirk up. They look for a fight.
I like again, they're not forced to do these things. I like that they're doing so, but it's nice because they aren't the ones pressured. They don't feel like they're on a clock. However, because they have that brew, because you have a BKB on OD, you're at a timing where you are the stronger lineup.
Yep.
You can assert dominance over the map, much like they did in that first game.
And they're hunting for it. DJ just needs the spot, rolling bottom forward. He'll reach close to Fear, but not right on top of him. He'll still get the magnetize, just shaking the ears of March and the Chain Frost. They want to split up, but it's going to bounce up into the creep wave as well. There's a counter silence into the ES. So Fnatic, it wasn't the initiation they were really looking for, and they will fall back. Weaver needs to kind of de-push the bottom lane.
Yep.
And that's a big cooldown. Magnetize down for the ES now gives J-Storm the confidence to move forward
Courier's got
themselves.
OD's BKB on it. You do not want to take this fight until it's acquired.
Oh, then again, they found the puck. Jump down. Man, destroyed. Gotta remember just how hard a Brewmaster can actually hit with just his base damage, but it's that brawler. Critical chance of 80%, the critical damage of 260 on someone who has 145 damage, 136 damage, sorry.
Moo right now is going for the Desolator. He is not going to have a BKB, so if you're a Fnatic, I think you might want to recognize this and know, like, this is your target. 1,200 health, you go for Roche, you know that J-Storm is not able to fight, and this time, look at it, we got Weaver, we got Minus Armor, we got a Vlad's. Like, this is a lot faster.
You know that MP changed his build?
What did he turn into?
He's going for BKB.
I don't mind that here because you're at a point where you're strong. You're going to outscale and you're strong enough to go find fights. And if you look at the lineup of J-Storm, what do they have to puncture BKBs with the exception of Moo's damage, who you've got to assume will be the Fnatic target?
Yeah.
Also Lich, like Lich is just the ultimate anti-carry support. 60% reduction on that physical damage. Like, it's going to be very difficult for them to find a kill, even if they do land that crit.
This is like kind of weird though. Like OD is showing himself up on top. So if J-Storm felt like they wanted to fight, they could go that way. But J-Storm, they don't have Darkseer with them. They don't have their teamfight initiator. And I kind of put it on him. It's not just on Braille, who still wants to get his Heal Scepter before he fights. J-Storm are just a little bit short of the money to get these critical items to feel more confident in the fight. So because the push from OD, they just rotate top, and these will be two tier 2 towers dropping after the Aegis Immortal.
And it's
already picked up.
Even though they take the towers a little slower than the previous game, it still feels better. You feel that there's a flow. Fnatic, they controlled the map in the last game, but it didn't feel like they knew what to do with it. Whereas now, it's just nice. And J-Storm, you're not out of this by any means, but you're still a ways away from that Phantom Assassin BKB. I think if you're Fnatic, look for a smoke move, try and catch someone off guard, find that kill. Puck down in the Astral Plane with no orb.
MP, silence up on top. You're also going to get the kill on Puck in the mid lane. If Weaver could survive this, remember he's still got the Aegis Immortal, but he wants to time-lapse off so much of the damage. Darkseer wall is gone.
Yeah, you just
Puck
push.
is gone. This is, you go up.
You've got split, remember.
Brewmaster has a BKB coming in on the Courier too. So even if they want to try and kill off Ice, he can ensure he gets his split.
Yeah, and that means he's able to zone now for so long. You can pop BKB and then later the split.
It's a rolling boulder coming forward. They turn on the Magnetize, get blinding with the Chain Frost. No way for J-Storm to walk away from the fight. They're even tipping in the middle of the engagements. Sure, Jabs. They will take this top. They'll take the top lane of Rax. Nothing should stop this. PA does not want to join the fights yet. You still haven't even finished up the Desolator, and in fact, wait, he's switching back in for BKB. Oh, he's got the Desolator on the Courier. He needs to TP back and pick that up.
It's just crisp game for Fnatic. They're making it look easy right now. That melee Rax is dead.
PA is still not here. It is 4v very farm, and even the BKB from OD. He'll dodge anything they throw their way. Brewmaster hasn't even committed the split yet. He crits down the Puck, who's dead again, and PA joins the fight and then instantly dies, exploded by the hammer of OD. Is this even the full game now? They're falling apart at VGJ Storm. What has happened?
Abed's got a meteor hammer, that's what's happened. They are.
Lacoste will be happy.
They are not concerned any longer. And this is the Fnatic I expect to see when I show up to cast some goddamn Dota 2. Thank you. Here we go.
Aggressive jump forward, getting in the front of it. Even the rolling boulder, the stun time with the meteor hammer, perfectly combated against Fear. Abed's got 40 stolen intelligence. He doesn't care about Darkseer illusions. You don't need Brewmaster to dispel this crap. You just need Abed to just beat through all of them, kick back in the Darkseer. He'll go down. Maybe now you should start dealing. Stop walking through the wall, guys. March still wants to try and fight. They're ignoring him. He's actually just walking with them. Ice was doing objective-based Dota in the meantime. Now the OD will fall, and Fnatic, okay, you've overcommitted. You just gave a double kill to Moo. Over 1.2k gold from this. They still took a lane and a half worth of frags, melee on both of them. Ice is in a little bit of trouble. He needs to create some space for his Brewmaster to get away, then he's able to do so.
You know what Fnatic hit? You know what I love? They hit a timing, Toby. They had 3 BKBs that all came online within 2.5 minutes of it. They have an Aegis, they've got a Vlad's, they go high ground. You can't kill anyone because you don't have a BKB on your core, and there's no damage to threaten anyone on the side of Fnatic once they pop that magic immunity. And all of a sudden, Fnatic is unstoppable. They get the 2 racks. It took them twice as long to do that in the previous game, and this is what I want to see them do when they go forwards in the tournament against harder matchups. Not to say this game is over, of course. Anything could happen.
It really could. That's why I'm kind of worried. Like, we were there in game 1. We were being a little bit negative because we're like, okay, this game looks dumb. We don't see a way back.
That game was dumb. All right, I'm sorry. I got to call it like it is.
Do it.
That was a rough game of Dota, okay? There were a lot of questions. I'm asking.
But this game is there seems to be more smooth stuff, and that's why I'm worried about like Fnatic giving away these kills. They actually gave the money to Moo to have the BKB. It's coming on the Courier now. A Eul Scepter on the Puck. They actually managed to find the money on Bryle. Then they smoke. They want the initiation. Ice comes in close. He blinks. He claps. Instantly BKBs and J-Storm in the middle. Now with a Chain Frost. Marsh, he'll back away and at least get rid of this. But the Darkseer Wall's almost nothing. But it's the damage to come in from Moo. He almost killed off the OD, but he can't jump over to him. Not while the BKB's up, and the Eclipse hits it with the Storm Bomb. The Moo jumps up with the cleave damage. He's doing heavy damage to Fnatic, but they've still only killed off the Lich. They need more. ES or Rolling Boulder away. Okay, he stuck around way too long with the Meteor Hammer, trying to hit with that. And it's 2 heroes down for VGJ Storm. Moo still needs to be big with the follow-up stun. He'll go down, and they really threw everything they had. Fear is the sole survivor. There's some revenge to come in with 3 heroes dying, but interesting choice to let the Meteor Hammer go. MP's damage, it reigns true and supreme at the end of the day.
This is because Fnatic, you have 3 cores. You have 3 ways to deal massive amounts of damage. You can see Ice, he blinks into 5, pops BKB, and they have to just ignore him completely as he wreaks havoc on the backline. You have a buyback on Fear, but
it's the opposite of game 1 from Fnatic. We got all this damage as opposed to we got all this survivability.
It's amazing how much
itemization
offense,
can make you good.
Offense.
And then they can even find the double damage rune that's sitting in bottom river and give that to MP. This would... It's not going to be them pushing high ground. In fact, the next timing you're probably going to be starting to think about is Roshan, who's a minute and 15 seconds away from potential spawn time. They've already taken the tier 2 tower on bottom. They got 1 more shrine to remove. This will ensure that VGJ Storm, there is no buybacks that will help contest Roshan. They don't have him anyway because they're short of money or it's on cooldown.
And to go to the 10th pick Weaver, I said why I don't like it at the start of the game, why I like it. It is MP's best hero, and it hit the timing. That's the key. Yes, in the mega late game, an Abyssal PA could theoretically just crit you to death, right? But if you're able to threaten high ground and consistently fight with your team at this 20 to 25 minute mark, you are a beast.
They're coming to fight. Radiant scan. They understand that no one's coming down. They're going to wrap around the top instead. J-Storm in the cover of this smoke, and DJ, he's sitting on the tree lines. He wants to break the smoke himself. No, he'll rolling boulder up. But eyes do turn towards Roshan. Still 20 seconds before he potentially can spawn. Park.
Obi-Wan's on the high ground, Toby. I don't know how this ends.
Oh, then BKB, Ice, instantly pumping in towards March. They orb themselves away. Moo, he wanted to actually jump in. He was using the stun that was from Grimstroke, but he never got it off. DJ will rolling boulder in. The defensive imprisonment from Abed will buy more time and just flags himself. He want to go for the kill. DJ rolling boulder around. The back won't pull him back in. In fact, DJ just get up the hill and then, well, he'll die. Buybacks there, but Abed built up so much intelligence. The hammer drop, it hurts so hard, and the PA has almost no life. In fact, it is no. Gets immolated down by Ice. Jump forward, rolling boulder, no stun, will not be able to reach the retreating VGJ Storm players. Here will get his own TP out. Blind, ooh, off target. But top lane, that's the one that counts. Bryle down, Moo down. J Storm won't be able to contest Roshan, even though he's a long spawn timer. Maybe Fnatic just go up high ground.
And the thing about it, this game, J Storm, you're in a position like you don't have a GPM talent on Forever. You've got a pipe and a mech, and yeah, that's great, but you're not scaling. You're not going to finish another item before this game ends, most likely. And yeah, you can sit in your base, but Fnatic, you've got a lot more DPS this time. They look ready to close this out.
And they can beat through these buildings really quickly. Like, the damage from the Weaver is already ridiculously good. And they just got to keep the creep wave pushed through in the mid. Very easy to do when they've got the bigger creeps. And the top lane will come in too. They'll fortify, but that's a huge wave coming in through top. So Fnatic, they won't worry about this backdoor regeneration. It's only the fortification that delay the fight. Ice has to be a frontliner with an extra plate mail on him. He's just so thick and tanky as this Brewmaster. A lot of padding for the winter. But now with the courier over the top of Roshan, they still don't want to go back. But they will. They'll give respect to J Storm. Without Brewmaster split, they won't take the fight.
Yeah, 18K, 32 minutes in. The right play from Fnatic. You're at a point where if you play properly, you will win the game. You can only throw, right? So kill the shrines, wait for next stages, push a couple lanes, go bottomless 5 once you finish all your core items. This is the way you close it out. You want to be an elite level team. And in the meantime, Roche isn't up. We'll just camp high grounds. It worked last time. It'll continue to work. This is all you got to do. Look at the positioning. Once still, ice. Now with the plate mail as well, you're not going to kill him. And this is all you've got to do.
Yep.
Just chill.
Wait for him to come. In fact, they're not even looking to do Roshan. They don't want to be caught out in the pit. J Storm will have to walk underneath this Radiant Observer ward. They bought the gem on Fear to try and get some extra information. Oh, that silence from Bryle. A little bit too far out. Nice gets a 3-man clamp into BKB. The Dark Seal wall committed very early on. They'll try and get rid of the illusions. It's just rolling boulder away. Up to safety, up to the hill of the Dream Core. Catching 3, but where's the follow-up? The triple stifling daggers all get wasted on the Brewlings.
Yep.
They don't have the team fight anymore.
You can't fight into this lineup.
They find Sven, drop him down. March just gets obliterated. Everyone was there. Even the MKB is completed over on the Weaver, so they'll add that up and stop walking through Darkseer walls. Look for a different target. Fared may be it. Brewmaster set him up. Jabs is low, but there goes. You hammer down. Moo will BKB, but he lost 80% of its life before he even got that off. Fared is running back underneath his tier 4 towers. The only safe place he feels, but MP's got the distance, but he doesn't have the speed. Puck is keeping the creep wave out in mid. DJ is looking at him. He's not even casting an ability. Bryle is dropping items, trying to force him to fight underneath the creep wave. That's his null talisman. And DJ is doing the same thing. You want this? You can't have this. Bottom lane's going down in the meantime. At least there's a little bit of crap and giggles coming in. But with the Chain Frost and the pullback, MP and Jabs easily pull it off. Now back to the fight. Puck, well, okay, he was back and then he was gone. Moo's looking for damage, not available. MP is a triple kill, and GG, well played. Fnatic will 2-0 the series. They managed to knock out J Storm during the KL Major 2. This one, it definitely wasn't as clean, but on the scoreboard it will be cleaner. 2-0.
And you can see a lot more joy in the team's face after this performance in comparison to the last one. Ice is actually wearing a smile instead of a...
You see Jazz at the end. He knew what he was doing. It's like, your guys, like, what happened?
Stop building these walls of concrete.
watching it end again and again. I feel it in waves, you follow me, drifting to places I should leave. So close to the edge of something so perfect. We were too scared to take the leap. I'm missing the way we used to be. Let me go. Left me in this mess, I'm falling. Never know. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer. Tried to forget all that we had. I'm rolling like water in the sea. The memories crashing into me. So close to the edge of something so worth it. You had the world right at your feet. It almost is all we'll ever be. We can't get any Let me go. Left me in this mess, I'm falling. Never know. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. Couldn't get any closer. Can't find a reason why. We couldn't get any closer. We couldn't get any closer.